Good morning, Laws of Purim. We're on Tuf Reish Pei Zayin, 687, number 1. And today we're going to talk about reading the Megillah. Chayiv Adam Likros HaMegillah B'layla V'lachzor V'lishnoso B'yom. A person is required to read the Megillah at night and go again and hear it during the day. So 2 times we hear the Megillah on Purim. V'shal Laila Zman Kol Laila, and the time to read it in the evening is that you have the entire night to read it. V'shal Yom Zman Kol Yom, and you have the entire day to read the Megillah. Ad Sof Hayom. What is the entire day? From sunrise until the end of the day. And if you read it from dawn, you fulfill your obligation. So in the morning there are 2 times. There is dawn. Dawn is called Amud HaShachar. That is when light, you can start seeing light peeking across the sky. And sunrise happens later, which is when the sun comes up over the horizon. So the time to read the Megillah should be from Neitz HaChama, when the sun rises. However, if one read it earlier than that, but after Amud HaShachar, after dawn, he still fulfilled his obligation. He doesn't have to go back and do it again. And we'll see exactly why that is shortly. It says the Mishnah Berurah, Likros HaMegillah B'layla, read the Megillah at night. Now, what time at night? When does night start? Mishas Tzeisu Kachavim, when you see the stars come out. V'ayin lekamen b'simen tafresh sadi beis, sifdalad Mishnah Berurah u'be'er alacha ma shekasavnu sham. See what we wrote there. Now, there's 2 times, just like there's 2 times in the morning, there's also 2 times in the evening. We know the Jewish day starts at night, but when does night start? So that's a big discussion in the Gemara and the Poskim. So there's 2 times. One time is Shkias Achama, sunset, when the sun dips down. And then there is Tzeiso Kachavim, when the stars come out. So for these purposes, to read Megillah, we wait until for sure it's the next day, which is when the stars come out. How long is that? So if a person waits about 45 minutes after sunset, then that will be a good time. Then he can already from then read the Megillah. And obviously this changes depending if you're closer to the equator, further away from the equator. But in Manalapan, New Jersey, if you wait about 45 minutes, you'll be fine. And if you're curious what time sunset is on Purim, just send me a PM and I will look at the chart. Okay, V'lachzor v'lishnoso b'yom, and then we go and read the Megillah again by day. So why do we do that? Why do we read the Megillah twice? Maybe just read it once. So Zeicher Lanes, Shahayut Soakim B'meitzarasam Yom V'layla. The reason we read it twice, we read it at the night and during the day, is to remember the miracle that happened and that the people cried out to Hashem both in the evening and during the day. So both day and night people daven to Hashem. Kol Halayla, you could read the Megillah the entire night. Ad Amud HaShachar, so what's the entire night? Until dawn. So for whatever reason you got held up, you can fulfill your mitzvah of hearing the Megillah at night until dawn of Friday morning. V'im lo kara kodem, let's say you didn't read it before dawn. Afila ba'onis, even if it was due to circumstances beyond your control. Shuv lo yikra, don't even bother reading it. B'shalom nashachar yamamahu, because once it's dawn, it's already daytime. So if for some reason you didn't read the Megillah and it's past dawn at night, don't bother reading it for the night obligation because it's already gone. We said in the morning you should read the Megillah from sunrise. The Yom Bar Hula Kol. He says the reason that we don't read the Megillah to fulfill our day obligation from dawn is because not everyone is an expert exactly when dawn is. It's very dark. There's like a tiny bit of light. Is it light? Not so sure. So to be safe, we only read it from Nates. We only read it from sunrise. This way, it's clear when it's sunrise already. There's already a lot of light out. It's clear that it's already daytime, and people are not going to make that mistake. Ad Sof Hayom. So we said you can read the Megillah during the daytime until the end of the day. So what does the end of the day mean? So Hainu Shkias Achama. So that means until sunset. So sunset is that first time that we said, when the sun goes below the horizon. The later time is Tzeiso Kachavim, when the stars come out. So you see that we're stringent in both ways. When it comes to reading the Megillah at night, we wait till the stars come out. But when it comes to the point of reading it during the day, we assume the day is over at the earlier time, which is sunset, Shkias Achama. V'im nimshach ad ben hashmashos. Now let's say you didn't read it, and it's past Shkias Achama. What should you do? So between Shkias Achama and Tzeiso Kachavim, between when the sun sets and when the stars come out, is called ben hashmashos. It's a suffix. It's unclear if it's still Purim or it's the next day. So what do we do? Right? Obviously, you're supposed to read the Megillah before sunset, but we're talking about a scenario where the person forgot or he wasn't able to, and now it's past sunset, but it's before tzeis. So should he bother reading the Megillah? So Yikrenu below bracha. So read it without a bracha. Read the Megillah without making a blessing on it. Just like in every scenario, when you are unsure if a bracha is required, you don't make a bracha. We say safek brachas lahakel. We don't want to perhaps take God's name in vain. So, but still, it still might be day. It still might be Purim, so you might gain a mitzvah by reading the Megillah. So you do that without a blessing. Yatsa vim haya ones ktsas yachal ikrosu lechatchila misha'alo min hashachar. So he says, now in regards to the day Megillah, if for some reason there are circumstances beyond your control that you are not able to wait until sunrise to read the Megillah, in that case you could read it after dawn, after Amud HaShachar. So it's not just a case of b'diavad where you did it by accident, you didn't realize that it wasn't sunrise yet, but even in a case where there's an onus, there's a circumstances beyond your control, you know that once sunrise hits, you're going to be so busy, you're going to have to go to work, do something very important, you can't, it's impossible to read Megillah after then, or even if it's not impossible, if it's just extremely difficult perhaps, you could even read the Megillah by day during Amud HaShachar, from the time of dawn. Okay, wishing everybody a great day.